Hi, from Engage Therapy and Wellness. I'm Deanna Derenbacher, one of your physical therapists, and today we are going to go over exercise guidelines for those with Parkinson's disease so that we can maximize your exercise routine and help to improve your motor and your non-motor symptoms. Before we dive in today, I want you to take a second and I want you to think about your exercise routine, whether it's daily or weekly. I want you to sit down and just jot down some notes of the types of activities that you complete on a regular basis. This is going to help as we go through and discuss the different types of exercises and the recommendations so that you can write down a nice plan for yourself. All right, so as we go through our recommendations, we are going to divide our types of exercises into 4 different categories. So if you could get out a piece of paper right now, we're going to categorize our exercises and then go through and list the recommendations and give you some exercise ideas for each. The first category is going to be aerobic activity. The second one, strength training. The third one, balance, agility, and multitasking. And our final category will be stretching. All right, our first category, our aerobic training. For our aerobic training, we should be completing this 3 times a week, either continuous or intermittently intervals, anywhere from a moderate to vigorous activity level. So this all depends on each person. And one tool that I find to be really helpful is using the RPE scale, the rating of perceived exertion. For me, I'm able to go through this chart, which I'm going to post on the next slide here, and I'm able to go through there, and this helps me to figure out if I'm at that moderate to vigorous intensity that the studies show will help to alleviate some of my motor and non-motor symptoms. So exercises for our aerobic conditioning can include the elliptical, the treadmill, brisk walking, Nordic walking, or even using the rower, to just name a few. Now, I want you guys to pick an activity that you find enjoyable. I want you to enjoy this time that you spend in this aerobic activity, getting that heart rate up and getting you moving. All right, we just talked about our aerobic training. Now we are moving on to strength training. For strength training, recommendations show that we want to complete these exercises on 3 non-consecutive days within our week. We want to focus more on the power of our muscles, trying to complete anywhere from 10 to 15 reps of all of our major muscle groups. So we want to focus on the shoulders. We want to work on our back extensor muscles for our posture. We want to work on our glutes and hips, as well as our quads and hamstrings, just to name a few of those muscle groups. You can use resistance bands. You may use machines, or you can even use free weights or body weight. It all depends at the level that you're at. Moving on to our third category, balance, agility, and multitasking. For this category, examples of exercises include dance, or even Zumba, for example, as well as Tai Chi and yoga. Now, for this category, we want to try to integrate it as much as we can throughout our daily life, but at minimum, working in this area about 3 times a week. So while your toast is in the toaster, maybe you hop right into a tree pose or practice your single leg balance. Or what about when you're brushing your teeth? Can you stand heel to toe as you complete that task? Make it fun and combine it into your daily activities whenever you can. And then on to our final category, stretching. I don't know about you, but for me, this is an area that I definitely struggle in. I would have to say I might have some of the tightest hamstrings there are. All right, so for stretching, we want to try to complete our stretching greater than 2 to 3 times a week. Make this a part of your daily routine, and after any sort of exercise, Add in stretching. It's going to be great for your recovery and to really let those muscles maximize the benefits of exercise as well. For stretching, we really want to focus on sustained holds with all of our stretches. Don't rush through it. Take your time with it. Right, and then our last tip is going to be to exercise during your on periods with your medication. This is going to make your exercises be the most beneficial for you so that you get the most out of it.
Thank you for watching this video on 5 tips on how to improve your Parkinson's disease routine. Please reach out to any of our therapists here at Engage Therapy and Wellness with any questions that you may have. Another great resource is the Parkinson's Foundation, in which I attached the sheet that also outlines these exercise recommendations as well. You can also find this by Googling Exercise Recommendations by the Parkinson's Foundation.